morning, just about. This is the story of the continuation of a federation, as they say in the Muppet Show, gone to the dogs. So you'd have all seen now by yesterday that UK have now admitted that they're culpable for what happened to Paralympian in 2017. And the payout is looking anything from 1.5 to 5 million. There's a few things that I'm going to talk about on this. I feel sorry for Keith Davies. And this is probably a warning to any other officials going forward. Will you touch that job with a barge pole? Probably not. I mean, I don't know who's doing it at the moment, but it's a sticky wicket. Unfortunately, it's happened, and it is what it is. But it's quite strange that 8 months ago, Jack Buckner was turning around saying that they weren't culpable and they weren't guilty and they were not guilty and they were going to fight this. And now it's come out and they've had to admit that they are guilty. What does this mean for the Federation going forward? Well, it means Jack Buckner lied. Simple as that. He lied to the people saying they weren't guilty, nothing was going to happen, and they were going to fight this and come out of it. And now they've had to admit guilt. If you lie about one thing, you lie about a lot of things. And this is where I'm going to come back to coaches and officials, that they have been lied about as well. There's always been people brought to make them look guilty so that the Federation looks to be doing something. With this hanging over them, how was it ever a chance that Great Britain and UK won the Sport Business Award in December when this was hanging over? It should never have been given to them. And with Tom Salisbury being a judge, not saying he judged, on the panel of the SBA, Sports Britain Awards, you'd have to start scratching your chin. And isn't it amazing? Somebody said it was fortuitous. I think all of this is about moving chairs at the right time. So none of these people really get done. You only have to look at Jo Coates. And she's getting 780,000 and an £83,000 payoff for her pension, leaving and making the sport in bits when she gave away a Diamond League worth millions for 12,000 Swiss francs. So isn't it a coincidence Tom Salisbury leaves, and now for the first time since he's gone, UK actually tell the truth? You couldn't make this stuff up. Now, I've heard two bits of news in the last couple of days, and I'm going to be saying allegedly because I'm trying to find out if they're 100% true. One of them is that Lloyds Bank has given UK a 7.9 million loan. Now, with the current financial situation that they've been in, and I know that London Marathon and Great Run Events have backed them and stuff like that, and Nike, and that money has gone. That is for the future, it's gone. Because they're now asking athletes to run the World Championships and other races to pay up to represent Britain. But when you're now stating that you're going to select teams and all that and charge them, you have to wonder how were they able to get to 7.9 million. Talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I was scratching my head thinking there's got to be something else happening here. Q Power 10, January 17th. Now, I don't know if this is real or true or not, but you cannot discount it. And you'd have to put it into the equation. Power 10 has been acquired by UK. They've revamped the site. They've put it out there. And it's a total mess. People can't stand it and they think it's awful. I think it's awful. It was a great site. It was great for information purposes if I wanted to go and check on anybody. But this is what I've heard in the last few days. And it kind of makes sense. UK are in a financial hole. Now they're in charge of Power 10, your data. They can sell that data. Now, I'm not saying the data will come to exactly 7.9 million, but it comes to a substantial amount to pay off a first instalment of a loan. Now, you're all saying this can't happen, there's kids on it, this is absolutely disgraceful, this would be a breach of our GDPR. This is a federation under Ian Beattie's stewardship with Joanne Coates, with Jack Buckner, which has absolutely watched it crumble to bits, under the jurisdiction of England with Chris Jones, watching it crumble to bits at grassroots and pathway level, that would absolutely do this, because Keir Starmer is stating that he's going to bring out a digital ID, which means all of your GDPR will be on sites that can be sold to the highest bidder. Now, I'm not saying 7.9 million is going to be raised from this, but it is going to be quite substantial to maybe pay off the first instalment of a loan. Because all of this is about hanging on for grim debt. Now, as a former person that worked on GB Athletics in UK or whatever they were in their inception back in the day, stated yesterday, federations have fallen before and they've still been controlled and ran forward. And basically something else is brand new. So the BAF crashed and it then became UK Athletics and so on. The key here is this. It's now seen that it's just not fit for purpose, and it's just not fit for purpose by the people it's been run by. Jack Buckner has basically lied to you. We're going back 8 months ago and saying that basically we're not guilty and we're going to fight this and we're going to be proven right. And now he's had to admit they were guilty. So deliberation is going to be sometime in March, I believe. Like I said, I feel sorry for Keith Davies. What will happen to him, I don't know. But I hope it's as lenient as possible, to be quite honest. The future GB Athletics, you as clubs, because I, with a few others, and I thank all the people that signed the petition, was up to about 5,500, 6,000 people that signed the petition, was to get rid of Chris Jones as not fit for purpose. The reason it wasn't successful, unbeknownst to me, is they don't listen to individual complaints. It's like when you go and ask about a hospital, something that's happened, we don't talk about individual cases. Same thing, same mantra, same fucking rigmarole. So you have to write as clubs and you have to write as counties. If you truly want to save your sport, you got to do it. You have been complacent up until a couple of years ago because I've warned you about everything that's happening. But now I think an awful lot of you are apathetic. What are you going to do if they go out and give out the GDPR and data and sell it? How did this Darren Bennett get it on January the 17th? Why was it not put out to tender? Why was it not put out to tender? Think about that. If it can be sold, there's people inside, sticky fingers. You know what I'm on about. Have a think about it. It's not far from the realms of possibility. It's not far from the realms of possibility. Some of these things we talk out and they sound a bit daft, they come to fruition. So, it's about now investigating it. I'm putting it out there in the case of it may be happening and it's going to happen. Because right now, these guys are desperate. They'd sell their grandmother's knickers at this stage to try and get a few quid. And you have to really think about what you want for your sport. It's not these guys. You know, when you look at the stuff that Keely Hodgson's doing, don't begrudge it one bit. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. Everybody's excited about it. It's what we want to be involved in athletics for. You know, me watching the Irish team do well in December, great. And I still feel for those guys because they can't go abroad and cash in because the cross-country races are not there. You got to control your own patch though. And like I said, people have asked me why have I always done this about British athletics. Really because it's where I spent the majority of time. I love the system, I love the federations in terms of what they put on in terms of national championships, the south of England's, the north of the Thames, the Middlesex, the Londons, all of this. It was a fantastic time. And that pathway has narrowed and narrowed. It can be great again. But if you go in to try and get rid of Chris Jones, which you need to do, and the likes of Jack Buckner and Ian Beattie, because Ian Beattie's been sitting in the chair of all these debacles, and yet he's after getting an MBE or an OB or whatever it is. He should get one for uselessness, to be quite honest with you. I actually thought he was good at one stage. Shows you people are wrong. I was wrong. And he's a oh, enough said. I think my facial expression there would sum it up, to be quite honest. But you need to get rid of these people. And then you need to sit down, and it needs to be you, the clubs and the people that nominate someone going forward that will run the sport in the right way. It's about leadership. And they're out there. They're out there. There's people that can be identified and brought forward and do a proper job for athletics. And be fair, even on people they don't necessarily get on with. It can be done. So that's where it's at. It's a federation. What will happen after March the 2nd? There's going to be costs on top of this, which is legal fees. Right? And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a civil case afterwards, which could run into millions against UKA. So what's the best way forward for them? Well, it's probably to declare bankruptcy. But it means people will get a big payoff, and some of the same ilk, some of the same people in them same circles will walk back in. You only have to look at Jo Coates. She walked out with a massive payoff, destroyed athletics in fucking 17 months, and then was able to get jobs in England netball, England judo. Oh, stop. It's incredible. So this system isn't working, and it's not just that, it's UK athletics allowing it, because they allow what happened to Jo Coates, and then sent her to other jobs, and rubber stamped it was okay. If you think this is all by accident, it's not. It's deliberate. You've gotten information. It's what you guys do with it now. All the best. I'll keep trying to put it out there, let you know the facts, see what happens. But one thing that doesn't ever happen, not many come back to refute what I say, and it normally pans out to be the truth. God bless everybody.